Okay, I want to talk about how Qatar saved the fishing village in episode 2, The Painted Lady, season 3, episode 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I won't be able to show or use any of the audio because Avatar is one of those shows that gets flagged copyright-wise, and then I have to take out a whole section, which if you saw the video that I did the other day on how Toph is an earthbender, that's exactly why I had to take out a certain portion, and it might not have sounded right. But I wanted to show this scene really quick, and it's Qatar. She does this whole, she does all this great stuff throughout the whole town, which you can see. We're going to mute that just to be safe. So it's you can see how, the village is more lively. It changes the village, because the Painted Lady came in. And I like this part that Qatar says. I think it's right here.
Can you believe how much an entire village can be affected by one lady?
This is something that I want to keep in mind is, it doesn't take a lot of people to make an impact. I've noticed that with my channel. I've noticed that with the conversations that I've had. I've noticed that with people that I listen to online as well too, is it just takes one person to make ripples of change throughout the entire world, but it takes one person having enough courage to go off and do that said thing. So when Katara has the courage to step out and be like, hey, you know what? I can't let this village die. I can't let this village be left without me saving them. And she's so happy. She's so grateful. This is what she wants to do. And yet Sokka's over here oh, you can't do this. We have to go back. We have this other whole mission that we have to stay on track of. I'm I get it, but Katara's this one lady was able to make all these other people happy. And this is what you can do. This is what I'm hoping that I'm doing with you that is watching this right now, is to realize that you can change your house environment. You can change the world that you live in. You can have an impact on the people that are around you. That's going to the gym, if that's just interacting and having conversations, or even with your own family environment. You don't have to have a big tribe of people to be able to make everlasting change, because even what Katara says here, and then I'm going to get to that other point that I started out talking about as well at the beginning.
You wouldn't mind keeping that as the river. Thank you.
Is right here.
You're not so bad for a waterbender. You wouldn't mind.
Hold on. Sorry.
Keeping that a secret, by the way, would you? No problem. Keeping my mouth shut is a personal, my brother's shootable specialty.
It's right here.
So, Doc, are you going to help us clean?
Wait.
You can't wait around for
Here we
someone
go.
to help you. You have to help yourself.
You can't wait around for somebody to help you. You have to help yourself. And I know a lot of people, I've been guilty of this myself as well too, where it's just I'm waiting for somebody to come and save me, when in actuality, nobody's going to come save you. You have to go save yourself. You have to be the one that cleans up the river. You have to be the one that makes the videos. You have to be the one that has the conversations. You have to be the one that goes out in the world. You can't wait for the perfect scenario, or for the perfect opportunity to go do the thing that you're wanting to do. And the reason I can talk about this is because I understand it personally myself as well too. I had to leave a very successful job to just start doing these types of things so that I could help inspire somebody else that was in my shoes, that's maybe in their bed watching this video and doesn't know how to get outside because they don't think that they can have an impact, or they don't believe that's going to make any change. And that's true. it is true. But also at the same time, you can't climb a mountain. You can't go on a walk. You can't have an interaction or relationships or anything meaningful without taking that first initial step. And this is the part that I want to really relay as well too, is with all of the work that Katara did, this is how people respond, and this is how people are going to respond when you do something good. They will flip a switch like this, because they're so happy for Katara doing her things, but when they find out that she wasn't the person that she thought she was, this is the reaction.
You're not the Painted Lady. You're that colonial girl.
Yeah, you're the lady that gave me a fish.
You've been tricking us.
People will flip like this. As soon as you stop being the person that they idolized and thought that you were, people are going to be oh, you aren't who I thought you were. You weren't the version that I originally thought you to be. When in actuality, it's you were just doing your best to help, which is why I like when Sokka comes in and defends Katara, because all you need is that one other person that's able to defend you and be hey, no, she was doing this because she wanted to help you, or because you wanted to help somebody. But in the beginning, there's not going to be people that are going to defend you. So you have to have a strong resolve and a strong self-image and a strong aspect of yourself. And you might be wondering, well, how do I do that? The best way that I've found out to do that is 1, journaling, 2, going out into the world and maybe hiking, walking. If you can't do long distances, then start small and just go do something that you know that you can do. There's an app called All Trails. I highly recommend that if you're wanting to get into more nature, outdoorsy stuff, which that's something that I highly recommend doing. So if you want to do more of that, and this is where I've been able to find a lot of my value and my identity as a person is by going out into the world and just like spending time by myself instead of being in my bed all the time. But it's one of those things where like you have to be willing to do what is hard and have the courage to do the hard things, even if you do have all these people over here that are going to be yelling at you. But also at the same time, it's like Katara said at the beginning, it's just like, it's crazy how one person, one lady, one spirit was able to change this whole village. And this whole village was so happy when Katara did come in as the painted lady. But as soon as they found out that, oh, she's not who I thought she was, people flip. But then she's like, you know what? I'm still here to help. Like, I wanted to help you out. Nobody's going to come save you. You have to go save yourself. You have to do the work on your own. And like, you at least own up to what you had thought was possible. And from that point forward, you're able to have a lot more freedom, a lot more like grace in a sense, to where you can make an impact. And I feel like a lot of us, I know I'm guilty of this from time to time, not as much as I once was, but waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect time to go do this said thing. But when I see what Katara does in this episode, and what I hope you take away from this video is, when you see somebody in need, you don't have to have a whole lot of skills. You don't have to change the whole world. You don't have to give people millions of dollars. You don't have to do anything out of the ordinary. All you can do, and what I highly recommend doing, is like, if you see somebody struggling and you see somebody in pain, just give them a simple hello or a hi, because you have no idea what that person's going through. For all you know, that person could be in the exact same place that you're in, and they could need your words to change their whole scenario of who they believe they are. And I'll leave you with this last little snippets, if I can find it in time, because I don't edit these videos and I just do it live, which maybe isn't the best thing for me, but it is right here. I wanted to talk about how there is this friend of mine, he ended up talking about, and I know I'm gonna feel it on. I think I have it still. Maybe I don't. I don't know where it's at. But basically, I had a friend of mine who was telling me, he's like, you know how sometimes your words, you don't think that your words matter or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that is true. Like I do remember you saying that. And it just it got me thinking. It's just like, a lot of the times we seem to discredit ourselves for the actions that we do because we don't think that we're having a ripple effect as big as these other people are. When in actuality, we're doing the exact thing that we need to, and we're helping the people who need help. And it doesn't have to start small. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to start big. Like, it's just a small little village that ends up needing your help. And when you help that small little village, all of a sudden, like, you can change the lives of all these other people. It's just, I know a lot of the times when maybe you're wanting to help somebody or wanting to help other people online or whatever it is, maybe you get discouraged because you aren't helping the same amount of people that somebody else is. But you got to remember that they started where you're starting at zero. And if you're starting at where they started, all you can do is what you can do right now. And wherever you are right now is the best thing that somebody can need. And it's what I'm hoping that I'm doing with these videos. I know that some people are coming back more and more. And if you're coming back and you're still making it and you're at the end of this video and you've watched my videos all the way through to the end and you aren't subscribed already, you've already made it to the end of the video, you might as well click that subscribe button so you can at least be notified when I do make more videos to hopefully help you improve your life and look at the world from a different perspective, from these TV shows and these movies, these series that we watch, because there is correlation to what we watch online and our actual real world. So if you guys want to see more of this, just let me know, and just realize that one small act can create a ripple effect that will have everlasting change for years to come.